All right, special meeting, North Smithfield Town Council, May 28, 2025. We'll start with a prayer and the pledge. Thank you for bringing us together today in a spirit of generosity. May we honor one another by keeping an open mind. May we voice our truth and listen with an open heart. May we discern your will to unite in a fruitful outcome. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Roll call, Mr. Biragad. Mr. Christopherow.
Here.
Ms. O'Hara. Mr. Punchak.
Here.
Here. Okay. Discussion by council vote or other action on approval of North Smithfield Fire Rescue in the Town of North Smithfield contract July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028, and the approval of a resolution. Do we have anyone speaking tonight, or are we all just?
If I could just tee it up. In your package is a proposed contract for the period of July 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2028. I appreciate the town council president getting together a town council meeting on this because they need to get this approved before they could begin their negotiations with their union. Effectively, this is just a continuation of the previous 3-year contract. The only variations are that, number one, under, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chief, but under section schedule of a payment, there was a minor change for some reason. They had previously had something different than a 1/12 of the amounts budgeted monthly. This is now 1/12 of the month. The previous contract was under 2 addendums. The last addendum number 2 was at 29. This is just a continuation of that with a 4% annual increase. That 4% is slightly less than what was requested from the fire district, but the administration strongly defends the 4% given the challenges that the fire department is facing, both in terms of recruitment and retention of workforce.
So the minimum staffing, 29. Where do we actually stand at that right now? Sure, thank you.
So those, we're at 29 right now with the addition of the people that we hired in January. We're at 29 as was put into the MOU back in January or February. So we're at 29 right now.
And are they on the force now, or are they still at?
Yes, they finished the fire academy 2 weeks ago. They graduated on May the 16th. So this Friday, they will finish their 2-week orientation, and then they will be in a 4-week station rotation training program, which will finish up, barring any requirement or any need for extended training. They should be finishing up on like the last Friday in June, whatever that date is.
So is that, with that said, so we have those extra rescues in operation?
Correct. What will happen is we're on the 5 days like we agreed to since the last MOA. So our prediction is that we will have that rescue back on 7 daytimes, beginning sometime early July, latest mid-July. There is some logistics involved. The deputy and I will get together within the next 4 weeks or so and work everything out, and then come up with a date. So by then, we'll be on 7 daytimes again.
That's great
and we'll
news.
be able to, what's that?
That's great news.
Yes, that's great.
No one sees us, but it's
yeah.
the first time we can say that, right?
Right.
That's great.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any other questions? No?
Not so much for this contract, obviously, but is there discussion about, like, doing away with this? Like, isn't this the only town that has this arrangement?
If you notice in the contract, there is a provision in there for the town's termination of the contract in the event that the town, working with the fire department, decides to go to the municipal fire department. It's the administration's desire in 2025 through 2026, working with the fire department, to fully analyze the pluses and minuses about going with the municipal fire department. So one way or the other, I think we need to make that decision. I'm also and this is no reflection on the fire department at all, I'm not totally comfortable with the way we've historically dealt with the contractual side of this. It's been very convoluted, and I really blame that more on the administration than on the fire department, and whether we go with the municipal fire department or we make a change to this. One way or the other, we've got 3 years to work that through.
And I think I can speak for our board of directors and the membership. There would be no opposition for anything like that. I think it's a long time overdue. I think it should be, we should get into something, whether it's forming a committee or something like that, to look at if this is feasible again. You know, I don't know that it is or it isn't. We could get the door slammed in our face again. But times are different from when they tried it back in 2004.
Yeah, I'm not one who really believes, I believe all those issues can be resolved. It's really more an economics decision and legacy costs associated with making the fire department now part of the town government. But those are the kinds of things that we really need to analyze and come up with a really detailed analysis of the plus and minuses. To me, if if it makes sense, we can deal with the rest of the issues. I'm not concerned about that.
I mean, we operate, essentially, this is the only thing that differentiates us from every other department in town. We operate like every other department within the town, between our budgets and our purchasing requests and all that kind of stuff. This is the only thing that separates us. And it is convoluted. It gets very difficult sometimes.
Unfortunately, it hasn't been put to task,
No, it hasn't.
and, you know, the likelihood of that, but if it was ever put to task, that just, to me, you know, opens Pandora's box. Who knows where it goes?
From the administration standpoint, it's a lot easier dealing with the fire department, because all I have to deal with is the chief. But that doesn't necessarily mean it makes the most sense.
Yeah. And then only one other question, I don't know if it's just the way it was put together. I have 2 page 9s. Everything seems to be the same on the numbers, so I don't know if that was just a duplicate. Like, nothing's changed there?
No, I just have one.
I just have
Same
one
numbers
too.
you have?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you just
Yeah,
have 2 copies.
this looks like you got a double.
All right.
It's because you're special.
Aren't I?
Okay. All right, any other questions?
Not for me.
Anyone make a motion?
So I will make a motion. Are we actually doing 2 things here? Because we have the contract and then we also have this resolution. So first is going to be the contract.
Yeah.
So I will make a motion to approve the Town of North Smithfield and the North Smithfield Fire and Rescue contract for the term of July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2028, and recommend that the town administrator sign the contract on behalf of the town.
That's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please. Oops, it's me. David?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
And I say yes. Okay,
Congrats.
Thank you
and then,
very much.
The resolution.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve the resolution of the North Smithfield Town Council approving and authorizing the execution of contract by and between North Smithfield Fire and Rescue Service, Inc. and Town of North Smithfield. Seems to me we probably should have done this first.
Probably.
Yeah, after reading it now. That's my motion.
But you should be specifically authorizing the town administrator to sign the contract.
Yeah, he did on both.
Okay.
I did,
all right,
yes.
all
This
right.
one you don't sign.
All right,
This is
thank
just
you.
us. So, yeah. My motion is to have us sign this resolution.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. Roll call, David,
Yes?
Rebecca,
Yes.
mine, yes. Okay. So any other questions or anything else?
Good?
Take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're all set. Thank
Thanks.
you. I know,
Yeah.
right?